Ladies and gentlemen, this event will begin momentarily.
Hello, everyone. We've got to continue to do our work here, and we've got a couple of nice announcements. One of them we don't have ready quite yet. We're going to try to do tomorrow. Both of these are Roads to Prosperity projects that we're awarding. But I want to go back and say, first and foremost, we have a pandemic on our hands right now. And we're trying to deal with it in the most prudent way we possibly can. We want everybody to completely do everything possible and stay in the course and all that. But at the same time, this project we need to get going, and we need to go ahead and let out and let go, and so the work can be done, because it's an important project on Route 2. It's the Kent Franklin Road in Marshall County, and if I could just read to you a second, it says, "Today I want to highlight a major project that will improve Route 2 in Marshall County that will begin this year. I also want to highlight the continued work that our DOT is doing through this crisis. They're trying as best they possibly can to use the stay-at-home policies in every way that they can, but at the same time, there's a lot of road work that's going on out there, because all of us have got to have our highways, and when we come out of this, we just want things to continue to get better and better. We've already have over $1 billion worth of major infrastructure improvement projects either complete or underway through the Roads to Prosperity program. And this Kent Franklin Road project, the Route 2 project, involves the widening of the 2-lane highway to 4 lanes, and for 2 miles from the town of Kent to the town of Franklin, to eliminate any congestion and traffic problems that we're having there. Here's the great part about this announcement today, and then I'll turn it over to Byrd White, our secretary, and Jimmy Riston, our deputy secretary. But this contract is being awarded today to Littman Excavating from right outside of New Martinsville, West Virginia. The bid amount was $21.9 million, which was $1.6 million under budget. So that's really good stuff. And the timeline is the scheduled completion date is September 2022. So I think, like I said, we have got to continue to do our work. And we're continuing to do that in the wake of this terrible pandemic that we're dealing with, and first and foremost, trying to take care of our people. But this is something that we needed to push out and we need to get done. And so they told me that I needed to go ahead and get this out today. But thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Governor. Now we're going to go live over to Building 5 at the Capitol with West Virginia Department of Transportation Secretary Byrd White and Deputy Secretary Jimmy Riston.
Good morning.
Just lean back there and relax, Byrd. You look good.
I can always count on you, Jim. Appreciate you. This is another example of a project that's it's needed to be done for a long time and would never have gotten done without the governor's vision. It's only because of his Roads to Prosperity and his vision of how to do this that we're able to do it. We're very happy that a West Virginia contractor got this job. Littman Excavating out of New Martinsville is going to do this job, and as the governor said, we're scheduled to start right away and finish in a couple of years. It will really improve the area there in the Northern Panhandle.
Absolutely, Byrd, and it's really exciting. Another West Virginia company got this project with low bid. It's also a little bit exciting that this is our contractor's first road project in West Virginia. They came from the oil and gas industry working on projects. So we've added to our partnership here with another contractor. That's exactly how we're delivering the governor's big, bold vision of the Roads to Prosperity, is with partnerships with our contracting friends, with our consulting partners, and conjunction with the FHWA and everybody that puts the time in and does the support. We're doing things a little bit differently. You awarding the project today remotely like this. We're having lettings remotely. This project's important. It highlights our commitment to that part of the state. West Virginia Route 2 is needed some work for quite some time. We'd have never got to this, Governor, without the commitment and the support that you've given highways from day one. And this is the results of that. We're going to continue to let projects. We're going to continue to let work out. Our contracting partners are really working with us. They're meeting schedules. They're getting it done, and we're going to keep feeding the engine and get these roads where they need to be.
Next week we're going to have another remote letting with right now we've got scheduled 41 projects to be bid next week, and hopefully we'll have some more announcements after that.
That'll be just the second time that we've actually done a letting that wasn't in Building 5 here in the Capitol Complex. We'll be doing that letting for the second time remotely. It worked without a hitch last time, so we just 41 projects. That's a big deal for us here to have that many projects in one letting, keeping folks to work. It's a terrible time, but it's a good time to be doing road work with the reduced traffic out there. And I'd like to reiterate that even though there is reduced traffic out there, please don't speed through these work zones. Please don't be a distracted driver. It's a time for us all to be very thoughtful of every safety issue we can think of, and just getting in the car, you got to really, really pay attention to the workers out there on the roads, and so they can go home safe as well.
All right, thank you both. To continue our practice of good social distancing, we're holding this briefing with media members joining us virtually. To media members, when we call on you, please remember to unmute the microphone on your end before asking your question. Please confirm your name and affiliation as well. The first questioner today will be Stephen Allen Adams with Ogden Newspapers.
Can you hear it, Stephen? No.
There we go. Hey, Steve Adams, Ogden Newspapers. In this time of social distancing and trying to practice everything that we're supposed to be practicing right now, can you run through exactly how DOT and DOH workers are continuing these projects and these much-needed projects you talked about using, both the weather and the fact that traffic is reduced to try to get work done a little bit faster? But can you talk a little bit how you're getting that work done while also maintaining social distancing guidelines and maintaining the hygiene that we need to maintain to keep from spreading the virus? Thank you.
Well, Stephen, let me try to answer it just this way and just say, right off the get-go that we are protecting all the workers within DOH to the very, very best of all of our ability. And, there's been so many guidelines go out as far as social distancing. And so everyone, that is working outside is surely, in a more safe atmosphere than working in an office or somewhere, relatively close to somebody else. You're right in the fact that this work has to continue to go on, and especially in the windows of West Virginia, where we have just a limited window as far as when the work can be done. So with all that being said, I'll pass to our secretary and our deputy secretary. They may have some comments on that.
Absolutely. The governor's absolutely right, Steve. The work does have to go on. We are practicing all the guidelines. Project development to get the project to this point is really conducive to the teleworking plans that we put in place. We have most of our folks working from home today. All of our engineers, we just cleaned up their laptops, cleaned up their computers, and sent them home, and they can sit in their dining room table and keep on designing these projects. And we have all the technology where we can submit these things. We can have virtual meetings. Project development is really an easy part of this. The actual construction, now those are some things that our contractors have done a little differently. They need, they're spacing themselves out a little bit more. They don't ride all together to the job site. They have to take a few more extra vehicles. We're doing the same things with our own forces. We actually split our own maintenance operation forces in half, sent half of our forces home for 14 days. And then in the next 14 days, we'll switch them out and bring the others back. We come up with a very stringent training program for the folks that are at home, particularly our TW workers that actually perform maintenance. They have been reviewing the maintenance manual. They have been looking at the safety manual. We put together worksheets, so as they go through these manuals section by section, the things that they do each and every day on the ground, now they get a look at the documents where the way we do things are actually created. And they're going to come back with value added to the organization. They're going to have a better understanding of why we do things a certain way, how we do things a certain way. And as they work through those worksheets, they're actually going to be making comments about some of the things that are in those manuals that we on our side can look at the guys that work on the ground and see, what, that makes more practical sense. Maybe we ought to make a little revision here. So we're meeting all the guidelines. We're keeping people apart, and we're still getting work done for the citizens of the state.
All right, thank you, guys. Up next, we're going to go to Jamie Baker with WTOV. All right, we'll come back to Jamie. Looks like we're still getting her connected. Let's try Abby Nelson with WTRF. We're having some issues with Abby's mic. Let's try Charles Young with WV News. Charles, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
All right. This is Charles Young with WV News. I was hoping you guys could weigh in on any effect that this construction is going to have on local traffic, anything like that that folks need to know about detours or diversions throughout the course of this couple-of-year project.
Sure thing. As with any construction project, there'll be some delays. We have planned the project to where we can maintain traffic through there as always. We have taken a different approach in the last year with traffic control. We don't just look at the minimum standards that everybody across the nation puts in place for traffic control and to inform the public. We rely on the media. We really go above and beyond. We try to get a more advanced signing out there. We try to get the message out early and often. We're really appreciative of our friends with the media that help us get that message out there. We're constantly posting on our Facebook page. We're constantly posting on our Twitter accounts and on our websites. We need to get that message out so that folks can know what's happening in a particular area. We have a wonderful 511 system that we've implemented several years ago, and it's working on all 8 cylinders. So, yes, there will be some delays as there is in any major construction project. We'll be mitigating those as best we can, but we'll be going above and beyond what we normally do. And we've put that practice in place. We've had a lot of success in accelerating construction schedules with just that very approach. And you guys in the media have been really wonderful to buy into this and to help us get that word out. So thank you. We appreciate it.
Okay, thanks. Abby, we see you. Abby Nelson with WTRF. Can you try unmuting your mic one more time, please? Okay, are you there now, Abby? I think the audio is still screwed up there. So, hey, do we have Mark Curtis with WOWK on with us? Let's try WTOV. Are you guys signed in? Okay, well, last call for any questions. Any media outlet that's logged on, if you'd like to ask a question, go ahead and ask them.
You're going to have to help me a little bit with this, but just so that we don't come back to the well, and I'm going to go ahead and announce the successful bidder on the projects that's right outside of Spencer, and you guys can chime in just 1 second and tell us a little bit more about that project. But as I understand, that project is we estimated the project at a little greater than 53 million, and it came in a little greater than 40 million, almost 13 million under budget. The successful bidder is Canal Stone, and we congratulate them. They're right here in West Virginia, and that's great stuff. And so they're going to be doing that project, and that'll help us a whole lot up there. And really and truly, that's about all I've got for today. And in regard to this, again, I caution everybody, on the outside to try to do anything and everything we can possibly do for us to get through this pandemic. But the work's got to continue to go on here, and And as far as our roads are our lifeblood, and we congratulate these people that have given us these bids, and these bids came in under budget, and that's really good stuff, because that just enables us to do more and more and more, or be able to cushion the blow if something happens to come in that we're grossly over budget on. So nevertheless, I thank everybody, and I'll turn it over to y'all, and I've got to run back and get back to work on all this other stuff, which is really the number one thing at hand, and that is to take care of our people. So thank y'all so much.
All right, Secretary White and Deputy Secretary Wriston, do you have any further comments?
No, I don't think so. It's just another road that Governor Justice made possible. It's Scott Miller Hill is important. That's going to be a very important road to those people, and it wouldn't have happened without the governor's vision.
This one is particularly satisfying because this project has been on the books for decades, literally decades. There are folks on the governor's staff that were children when this project was first being talked about. And for the governor's program to deliver this thing, particularly under budget like this, is just amazing. And this is the new Division of Highways working hard for its citizens and getting them the infrastructure that they need.
Okay, thank you both. With that, today's media briefing has concluded. Thank you.